In this video, I'm going to show you the single common thing that winning brands have. I've worked with countless brands of different sizes and industries, not only as an in-house brand marketer, but also as a marketer for an agency and as an agency owner myself. From this experience, I've got to see what separates the winners from the losers, and that is uniqueness. Now, uniqueness isn't just about being different. It's about being authentic. True authenticity is very hard to copy, and that's what separates great brands apart. Whether it's Apple, Microsoft, a content creator, or an e-commerce store, there's one common thread. They know who they are, and they give consistent value. Now, giving this consistent value makes your audience feel that they can trust you, and it makes them feel valued. This is something that so many people overlook. Trust me, you have course sellers and dropshipping gurus only focused and optimizing towards getting that first sale without thinking about how to retain their customers. That's why most of them fizzle out. If you're really a dropshipping guru who've mastered scaling websites, wouldn't you scale up your brand to be something that you're proud of? You see, I've learned this the hard way. Back in 2018, when I first started getting into e-commerce, I was dropshipping very cheap, badly packaged accessories from China to the States. I had basic ads, rock bottom profit margins, and a cheap Shopify store. I could get people to buy, but they would never purchase again. Orders took weeks, packaging was dusty and cheap. Their whole customer experience felt like an afterthought, and that's because it was. I wasn't building a brand. What I built was a cash grab. But when you really start to build a brand that sticks, you have customers who buy again and again. This is a quote from Bain & Company. It says, increasing customer retention rates by 5% increased profits from 25 to 95%. So how do you build something that lasts? Number one, over-deliver. If you're offering a service, over-deliver. For example, let's say you're a cleaning company and you clean people's houses before they move in for them. Everything comes standard except for AC filter cleaning. If you know that your client will have a huge difference in their life quality if their AC filters are cleaned, you should just do it for free. That will not only make your customer appreciate the service that you've had, but it also gives you so much trust that your customer is more likely to share your services with their friends. Not only that, but they'll probably come back to you again when they need a place cleaned. This will make you save time on outbound marketing, and instead it will make you focus on perfecting your craft. Another example of over-delivery is shipping. In 2025, we're living in a world where there's almost next-day delivery. Of course, you can go for the cheap option that increases your profit. Maybe it takes a week for your product to arrive to your customer's house. But successful brands know the importance of fulfillment. Successful brands spend as much as they can to make sure that fulfillment is fast and smooth. Not only is fulfillment important when you're selling goods, but also as a service. If someone signs up for your agency as a client, you should make sure that there's automation that instantly sends them a thank you email and an onboarding process. But if you want to go above and beyond and you really want your brand to stick, you should give your clients a vault of free tools and educational videos. This way you can make sure that your clients are well educated before that 30-minute onboarding meeting you have a few days later. Here's another example of over-delivery. Here in South Korea, it's very easy to get food delivered to you because everything's so close together, similar to DoorDash in major cities in the States. Now, no matter how delicious the food is or how big the portions are, I never write reviews. But there's one thing that makes me write reviews all the time, and that's when the owner of the restaurant writes handwritten letters to me. Good ratings on food delivery apps increases the restaurant's exposure a lot. That's why a lot of small and new restaurant owners would write down letters about how much they appreciate the order, and usually they'll come with a free drink. When I get this as a consumer, I almost feel obligated to write them a good review. You should do business in the same way. If someone's paying $50 for your product, you shouldn't give them packaging that makes it feel like a $1 product. You should give them packaging that makes it feel like they're opening a $200 product. Likewise, if you're offering a service that's $1,000, you should make the customer feel that they're getting a $10,000 experience. So how do you build a business that lasts? Over-deliver. Another way aside from over-delivery that you can make your brand stick is infusing your brand with personality. Let your values, tone, and visual reflect what your brand believes in. Okay, how do you do that? First, you have to define your brand's voice. If your brand was a person, how would it talk? Is it casual, friendly? Is it informative, or is it aggressive and strict? For example, Gymshark is like that friend you have at the gym that constantly hypes you up to do one more rep. Notion is smart, minimalistic, and thoughtful. Brands like Liquid Death are sarcastic, rebellious, and fun. Glossier is cool and feels like a confident older sister. Make sure to use your voice consistently across your emails, packaging, and website. If your brand has a personality, you would hope that it's transparent. You see, people trust people, not logos. Add a page on your website about the founder story. Use I and we in your copy, not corporate third-person talk. You can even share how you started the brand, maybe on your website, but also through emails or thank you emails. For example, if you're buying skincare, wouldn't you trust a brand where the CEO explains that they started the brand because they wanted to stop getting breakouts and use organic ingredients instead of the brand that just makes claims but doesn't have any proof? If you want to go deeper from brand voice and transparency, you can even add brand values. Choose 1 to 2 values that you stick with, that you push through every single part of your brand. This can be being environmentally friendly, being sustainable, maybe even using local tradesmen. Let these values be a pillar when you craft your new product or service. For example, I am a college dropout. I went to the military and started learning e-commerce. After that, I had the opportunity to work at a brand and work myself up to be the head of marketing there. Soon after, I launched my own agency and had the opportunity to work with a lot of small businesses. Later on, when I felt that my capacity has been met, I started to work for a startup marketing agency. There, I was able to work with companies that are even billions of dollars, and my skill sets started to broaden. Now, I'm starting my own YouTube to give all that I've learned to you for free. I want to empower beginners and make good brands great. So people can steal my videos, steal my thoughts, but they can't steal my personality. Now I want to leave you with a quote by Scott Cook. He says, "A brand is no longer what we tell the customer that it is what the customers tell each other." Now the last component of a unique brand is its stickiness. Your brand should give its customers or clients a reason to return. This could be a useful weekly newsletter, or a very tight-knit community of like-minded thinkers, a product ecosystem like Apple that evolves over time, or a service where you're over-delivering so much that they have no choice but to return back to you. Whatever methodology you use, you should make sure that your second sale is easier than your first. If you found this video helpful, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If not, you don't need to, but I'm gonna try to deliver one good video every single week. You can even sign up for a free 30-minute meeting with me. Let me see how I can help you.